Well, hello and welcome guys to the channel, to this introductory video for a new series that we're going to launch in 2023, which is Warhammer Quest City. This is something that I've been thinking about doing for quite a while now, especially in December when a huge batch of painted miniatures arrived. I showed you these on during one of the previous episodes, so I encourage you to look it up on the channel if you're interested. I'm quite sure you'll enjoy watching these. But what we're going to do today is something slightly different. We're not going to play vanilla Cursed City, but we will, oops, drop the box lid on the floor. We will undertake the Briar Queen, a Beyond Precipice production, custom-made content that you can find on the probably on the BGG forums as well, but definitely on the Beyond Precipice website, Facebook page, really. And then in the files section, you can find a link to that. And I'll also post a link in the description for this video to credit the author. And the author's name is Gav. That's all I know. But all credit is due to Gav because he created this. He put a lot of time, effort, and passion into creating something extraordinary, because I think that, you know, such a small expansion brings so much entertainment and experience to the game, as you will shortly see. Right, so what is it all about? Hunting for the Briar Queen. Basically, it's all about finding clues with regards to the whereabouts of the Briar Queen. She appeared somewhere in the city. It is rumored that she's haunting the civilians, and she needs to be killed, put to rest, if you like. But in order for us to do so, we need to collect clues and find her crypt. Okay, so first things first, you need to encounter the Banshee, and if you kill the Banshee, you will find the very first clue that opens up the intel journeys, during which you need to find additional 4 clues that it will allow you to unlock the final stage of the quest, which is called the Lair of the Briar Queen. But before we talk about this, let me just briefly introduce the intel journeys. I will not go through every single detail. You can stop it, pause the video, and read the description. However, what the intel journeys are, they are a variation of deliverance journeys, with a few changes here and there with regards to the actions that you can take. For example, you cannot do warn or discover actions. Instead, you can search for clues when you kill certain enemies. Then you can look for clues. I think it took me 2 or 3 playthroughs to collect all 4. I think it was 2, actually. Oh, never mind. Never mind, I went twice through these intel journeys. Let's say it was twice, to collect 4 clues, and that allows me to attempt the assault on the Lair of the Briar Queen. And this is exactly what we're going to do in this series, where we will try to kill the Briar Queen. Okay, she comes with her own enemy cards. As you will see in just a moment, we will face Thorns, Varklav the Cruel, the Other Hanged, Chain Rasps, and the Spirit Hosts. So neither of these are included in the core box of Cursed City, so we will go through the cards in just a moment so that you guys know what their abilities are in just a moment. We have some special rules, as you do in the final missions. You have the Lair of the Briar Queen rules. Time is short, so the Nightfall starts at the slot number 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can basically manipulate that with certain cards, as you will see in just a moment, especially with the clues that you were supposed to collect during your journeys. Then death is no hindrance. When the Briar Queen is slain, if there are any mysterious objects on the battlefield, she is not slain. Instead, remove the mysterious object that is nearest to a hero from the battlefield, and then remove all wound and grievous wound counters from the Briar Queen. So we have 3 of them, so we need to rush for these and destroy them before we start hitting Briar Queen. Otherwise, she will have 3 lives basically. And then the last one is the Endless Dead. The hostile group in this journey do not have encounter cards that are placed on the combat track, nor can they be driven off. That's quite important, because instead, after a hostile group is activated, so every time we activate them on the initiative track, we roll a d8, and if it's successful, deploy 1 slain hostile from that group in space adjacent to the Lich Gate, which we have 2 of. One is here, the other one is there. This is where we begin the mission. So they, if the roll is a success, then we deploy one slain hostile as a reinforcement. The Briar Queen cannot be deployed as reinforcement after slain. We also have the event table, specially for this mission. Right? Victory conditions. If the journey, when the journey ends, the Briar Queen. What? The journey ends when the Briar Queen is slain. The heroes are successful. Some mistake here. Any other result is a failure. If the heroes are successful, reduce fear by 1. If they fail, increase both fear and influence by 1. Consequences: if the heroes are successful, they gain experience as normal. Additionally, the leader may take the Briar Queen special item. The leader may either keep this for themselves to choose which hero to give it to, and this is the special item, the Briar Crown. Okay, and this expansion also comes with the crisis narrative chapters, if you like. We will be going through these. I'm sure we will come across quite a lot of crisis on our way. But before we proceed, though, I would like to introduce our party and enemies. So bear with me, I'll just put it on the side. We'll come back to the manual in just a moment. So this is our party. As you can tell, we have Octron, Dagnai, Cleona, and Jelson Darek. Right? They're all level 1, and as you can tell, they're all diseased. She also picked this up in one of the adventures before. It didn't say to drop it anywhere, so she just keeps. She just kept it. Anyways, they all come diseased as a result of us going through the extraction event in one of the in the previous journey, and yeah, we start this mission diseased. We'll need to get rid of that as soon as possible. Let's zoom in on Octron, our necromancer, well, lawmaster. As I said, level 1, he's fated, so he can use 3 destiny dice instead of 2. I also equipped him with a weapon upgrade that allows him to boost his damage, range damage, by 2, to a minimum of 2. And also gave him a new empowerment coming from the Briar Queen expansion, which is called the Inscription of the Spirit Shielding. That makes him invulnerable to Spirit Surge attacks. Okay, discard after use. So you'll see what these are when we introduce the monsters, the enemies, the adversaries. He also found a curse catcher that allows him to get rid of the curse. Okay, then we have Dagnai, also diseased, also level 1. He's indomitable, right? So before this hero would make an activation, he can either remove 1 wound counter or switch from grievous to normal wound on his character sheet. Okay, he's got Ashes of Akwishi, right? So this allows him to deal damage to zombies. It won't be of any use for us this quest, because there won't be any zombies on the battlefield. So we equip him with what is it that we gave him? Soul Shard, a new empowerment. Hero can make a defense roll against Frightful Touch. We will discuss these shortly. And we also gave him a weapon upgrade that allows him to bypass the ethereal trait of the enemies. Again, we will discuss these shortly. Alright, let's go to Cleona. She's level 1 Lawmaster, so same upgrade, fated. She can use 3 destiny dice instead of normal 2. She has the Inscription of the Spirit Shield, same as Octron had, so she can ignore Spirit Surge actions, and also she has a weapon upgrade that allows her to use any activation as it would be a 6. So that's that. Oh, and she also found a new item, new treasure. This one is called Holy Hand Grenade of Altdorf. Basically, it looks almost exactly the same as Staff of Celestial Devastation, her innate ability. And then, of course, Jelson, level 1, Executioner, quick reflexes, so he does not drop his activation dice when he wants to go into Overwatch. He's got the Soul Shot Reliquary that basically changes his successful ranged attacks into critical success, 1 use only, and then he's also immune to Frightful Touch, same as Dagnai, same upgrade, also found in this expansion. Now Let's look at the map, shall we? The map is quite huge, as you can tell. Sorry for the glare. I'll try to make sure that we get rid of that glare somehow. The map is gigantic. This is where we begin. Our party enters this portion of the city, looking for the Briar Queen herself, right there in the far corner of the map. Let's introduce our enemies. We have Varklav the Cruel, as you can see right there. There he is, accompanied by the Thorns. Let's talk about his abilities. So Varklav the Cruel moved to wound 6, size large. His weapon action is Malignant Weapon, melee, d8, damage 2, and on a critical 3. He can fly, he's ethereal, so when a hero makes an attack against this model, count critical results as successful. So that's why we need to bypass that, because he's got 6 wounds and he's normally he's immune to critical strikes. Forward Fiends, that's a nasty ability. Whilst on the board, all Thorns and Chain Rasps groups may add 2 to their behavior roll if it would cause them to make a Soul Surge action, which is quite nasty. And Bodyguard, if Varklav the Cruel suffers any wounds and a Thorn model is adjacent, the Thorn suffers that wound instead. So these 2 are the Thorns, his bodyguards. Move to wounds 3, size small. Malignant Weapons, same as Varklav. They attack with 2d6s, 2 and a 2 on damage. Again, fly, ethereal, and frightful touch. If a malignant weapon attack is critical, no defense roll can be attempted. And they have this Soul Surge. I won't go through that now. I will show you and tell you what they do when we actually roll 11 or 12 on the behavior table once the time comes. Okay? Let's go to the other side of the board and introduce Spirit Hosts. Okay, we will encounter these, and let's look at their behavior card. Okay, move 3, wounds 10, size large. Spectral Claws and Daggers. Attacks in melee, 2d6s, 1 and 2 damage on critical. Fly, ethereal, so same as before. Frightful Touch, again, same as before. And a dedicated behavior table, which we won't go through right now, because we want to save some time. Okay, let's move up. We have, move this out of the way, we have a pack of Chain Rasps, accompanied by, what's his name again? Dreadwarden, of course, right there in the back. And here is the Everhanged. All right, so there's 6 of them. Let's start with the Chain Rasps. Okay, they move 2, they have 2 wounds each. Small, Malignant Weapon, so same as the Thorns. Melee, d6, 2 and 2. Fly, ethereal, frightful touch, so same as before. And Dreadwarden, a hostile group may include only one Dreadwarden, which is this guy, so he's like a sergeant that you can find in any other enemy packs from the core set. He has 1 extra wound, so makes him 3 wounds. So they have the Soul Surge ability as well, the one that is boosted by Varklav the Cruel. So it looks like we need to hunt Varklav as soon as possible, because otherwise he will boost all the other guys on the board. Then we have the Everhanged. Move to 6 wounds, size small. Spectral News Duel, so both melee and ranged, for those of you who are not aware with the naming convention for Cursed City. It doesn't say ranged anymore, unless it is typically ranged, so but this is both. So 2d8s, 2 and 2 damage, again fly, ethereal, frightful touch, and soul strung. And this is a nasty ability. It's something similar to Buried Alive, or what it was called from the Gravekeeper. What was his name? I can't remember his name. But anyways, we'll go through Soul Strung ability as soon as we activate the Everhanged. and we will tell you all about it once we roll either 11 or 12 on his behavior table. And then there she is, right there, Briar Queen herself, accompanied by the 2 thorns, right? So same as the Varklav. So she has 2 bodyguards as well. Let's talk about her card right there. So Briar Queen, move 2, wounds 8. She's large. She has 2 weapon actions. Briar Whip in melee, 2d8, 2 damage and 3 on critical. Sorry. Rending Scream, ranged d12, 1 and 2. She has the special rules: Fly, Ethereal, Howling Vortex, and Bodyguard. Right, so this Bodyguard is pretty similar to what Varklav the Cruel had on his card, but she also has Howling Vortex, and this is something that we don't want to see. And this happens when she rolls 11 or 12 on her behavior table, and we will tell you all about it once it happens, or you can pause and read it for yourself. But for to save some time right now, I will just skip that, and we will come back to it as soon as Briar Queen is activated and she is ready to howl on us or use the rending scream. So there you are. That's the introduction to new series. I really hate that glare. I need to do something about that. Maybe a different angle will help. We'll see about that. Maybe something like this. Anyways, this is our party. Oh guys, what's going on? This is our party of explorers going into the lair of the Briar Queen. Okay, we're ready to begin. All right, I think I told you everything that was important, and that's introduced by the Briar Queen expansion pack by Beyond Precipice. I think that's it. If we skipped something or if I missed something, we will catch up in the next episode when we will kick things off with our very first hero phase and enemy phase, and actually we will try to hunt down the Briar Queen, and we'll see how it goes. Right? Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this introductory video and you're interested and excited as much as I am, because this is the very first custom-made expansion pack that I'm going to undertake in either Cursed City or Blackstone Fortress for the Warhammer Quest. I really can't wait to see how all these enemies synergize with each other and how difficult or how easy it's going to be to hunt her down. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode shortly. Bye bye.